Oh, it wasn't recording? No, I'm playing.
That was a good one. You actually got me for a minute. So I was like, after all that we did, that was a good one. That actually was good.
Yes.
You had me.
That's good. And we got him on camera too. Multiple angles. Let's go.
Because I jumped up like, ooh.
He's like, wait, what? Beg pardon.
Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Reginald Bullock, and we have Trey Wilder, and this is Just Living Life. Thank you for coming back and checking us out. Hopefully you have been watching the videos, learning from the videos, and watching us have fun making the videos. What's up, Trey?
What's up, Reggie? I got a question, bro.
What?
So, like, you just don't like, because you said good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You don't like nighttime? Like, you don't care about nighttime? I'm just asking just for clarity. That's all. You said, like, we like to have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Just, I was curious. You got a problem at nighttime?
No, but how many languages do you speak?
Well, I made a couple. I made up a couple myself, though. So
Yeah,
that's
so
why.
bonsoir, monsieur. What's that?
Hello, madam.
Sabah Noor.
I don't know him.
Right. So Sabah Noor is Arabic for good evening.
I didn't know that, actually.
And bonsoir is French for good evening. And buenas noches is Spanish for good evening.
Is that night or evening?
Buenas
Noche?
noches. Because it's noche and you think it's night.
Yeah, I was thinking night.
Now, the other piece that you said, what did I have a problem with? What was your term?
Nighttime.
It's not called nighttime. When you go to different countries, they say good day and they say good night. So at night, they say good night.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't say nighttime. They say, like, in the morning you say good morning.
Yeah.
At night they say good night.
Right.
So I don't have a problem with it, but who says that?
I say good night. Like, they got the acronym GN.
You just
good
said
night. Like,
yeah.
But
you said nighttime.
Well, I was asking because you didn't say nighttime. Like, you mentioned evening, morning, the day. You didn't say nothing about night. That's all. I just noticed that. I was curious. That was all.
So what does AM stand for?
Morning.
And what does PM stand for?
Evening.
Past morning, right? So, I mean, you can call it what you want. But good morning, afternoon, and evening. I am Reginald Bullock, and this is Trey Wilder doing what he does, and I'm doing what I do. Welcome to Just Living Life. Matter of fact, Stevie Wonder has a song that says, "Good morning or evening, friends.
I don't know.
Is your friendly announcer. I have serious news to pass on to everybody."
We do have some serious news, actually, to pass on. To
What do
folks,
we
I
have?
guess.
The I'm Perfectly Made Foundation believes that routine screenings can save lives and that access to these services should not be a barrier. Our mission is to promote eye health education, free eye exams, free eye screenings, and free glasses to our communities with the focus of highlighting early detection. The I'm Perfectly Made Foundation also gives individuals with low vision and blindness the opportunities to be a part of certain community events regardless of visual impairments.
And I think a lot of times we are looking at our world from like a really, I don't want to say spoiled lens, but like a spoiled lens to a degree. And like, I think we got to just really take
We
a
use
step
the
back.
term now called entitlement. And it's an entitlement type of generation.
Well, I think entitlement, though, does come with work ethic as well. So if you've worked hard for something and you've achieved something, I think you are
What
entitled.
13-year-old worked hard for 39 sneakers?
39 sneakers?
Yeah, they got 39 sneakers and they want a 40th one. And then you got kids turning 16, they want a car. They don't even have a job, they want a car.
The want is it's cute. Anybody can have a want.
And then they get it.
See,
So then they get used to receiving these things, And then they start to expect these things. And then when they don't get these things, they get mad or throw a temper tantrum or whatever you want to call it because they feel entitled to this stuff. Like it's supposed to happen. Mark down the street got a car when he turned 16. I want a car when I turned 16.
See, that's more of a parent thing. Anytime I hear
prom
that,
coming, high school kids, limousines, and all kinds of other stuff, and parties and everything. They don't even have a job. How is the prom for a 17, 18-year-old costing $5,000-$6,000, and they don't even have a job?
Well, I think in today's society, that is more of the norm.
How is it the norm?
No, I say it's more of the norm.
Why?
Like you get more people who, for example, you might have some parents say, I want you to focus more on your studies than get a job. That might be the case. Like, that might be someone's logic. So, I do say...
I mean, it sounds nice.
It sounds nice.
But the reality is...
There can be drawbacks to that, right? But, I mean, there are some kids who, honestly, if they are focusing on getting a job, they might struggle on their education as well, too. So, I mean, where would you want your child to focus on? Getting a job or focus on their education, too? I think like that's also something the parent got to...
I think that they should do both.
Because, okay, so do you think every kid can do both?
I think living is a requirement.
It is a requirement.
I think teaching and learning and developing people to live is a lost art. I think that when they turn 17 and 18 and they still don't know how to do laundry, that's sad. And they don't know how to clean up after themselves when they get to college.
Yeah.
And now they're in school. The only thing they know is school, but they don't know how to get a job because they never had to get a job. And they don't understand that balancing act of reality in life. So they've been sheltered from the reality of a struggle. So that's why I say both.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't mean you have to have a job where, you go downtown and you sit somewhere. It's work.
Right.
Exchange of services for money so that you can use the money to do what it is you need to do.
Right.
So if you don't have a job, where are you getting your money from? A gimme?
And
a money tree?
And just be clear, and just clarify, do you count chores as a job?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure because I didn't know if you were going to do that.
Yeah. I mean, if your parents have you doing various chores, cutting the grass, taking trash out, cleaning the house on Saturday, whatever those things are. If you got to paint, all right, we painting the basement. Everybody paint. Those are chores, right? And so you're working in exchange for money.
Yeah.
And so, as opposed to giving you money. Yeah.
I'll hear that.
Sports is one of the few things that genuinely connects us together. Whether with coworkers, friends, family, we all love the entertainment. Well, here on Get a Bucket, my goal is to talk about sports and its cultural impact. The WNBA, for example. The WNBA is loads of entertainment. From the new rookies battling, displaying their skill sets, and preparing to take the league by storm, to the Titans and the MVPs of the league clashing for battles we'll always remember. From imagining the soon-to-be possibilities, to admiring and treasuring the finales. Get a Bucket is a platform where other sports analysts, hoopers, coaches, and fans of the show come and talk about the WNBA, both negatives and positives. So if you haven't, take a quick peek. At the very least, you'll have a good time. Remember, sports is one of the few things that genuinely...
When I was saying we kind of have like a spoiled mentality, I think we look at our problems like, oh, this is grave, but if you go somewhere else, it's a lot worse over there. So that's why I was saying that more from that standpoint in general. I think your point is more so towards like the parents and their upbringing, which I was gonna say that could kind of bleed into inspiration a little bit, but inspiration and thankfulness kind of tied together a little bit for me, because like usually when I say what I'm thankful for, it was the people who helped inspire me, so that way I can help inspire somebody else. So that's why they kind of bleed together. But I guess looking back at the upbringing of the child in that situation, I would actually encourage parents to add a little bit more discipline in their
more
structure.
Mo.
Okay. Mo. You know what I'm saying?
So no, I get it, but when you say discipline, Discipline comes in all kinds of ways. So what
Structure in general.
Okay.
Like not. I don't need you to beat your kids. I'm not saying that you can, but like I'm not saying.
So if you have this or structure,
structure,
and your child said, "I ain't doing that," Mom, you crazy. I'm not doing that.
Doing what exactly?
Whatever it is that the parents say do.
So
I see and hear a lot of kids talking back to their parents.
So I think there's a show called My Wife and Kids.
Okay.
And Damon Wayans is the main character on the show, one of the main characters, father figure on there. And what he does is he challenges his kids. Okay, cool. If you feel like you're ready, like one of the kids, Junior, on the show said that. Actually, all of them banded together, and they were like, they don't want to like participate in any of the rules in the house.
Get out the house.
Get out the house. Like live in the backyard. And the only one who's like kind of tried to stay on his own 2 feet was Junior. So I'm like, I can actually work. I can do that.
You can do what?
I can do what Michael Kyle did. Or
you can make them
in the ways that I can have
outside.
them sleep outside, give you a tent. Because end of the day, it's going to at least tell you, okay, well, this is what life is like outside of living with me, and with me comes my rules. So if you're okay with living like this, fine.
So, okay, that part I get.
No kid would want to.
What about a kid that walks in the house mad at their parents and slams the door, and then the parents take the doors off the door hinge? It's like, all right, you slamming the door to the bedroom like you own this place. Now you don't have no door.
That's tough. I do think you should have some privacy, right? But also, with children, it's like it's a thin line between privacy and like, this is still my house.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mad at someone taking the door off the hinges
to prove a point.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, right? You got to make sure, but
especially if they did it multiple times.
Yeah, it's like, and if you've told them
right.
that's not how we're going to conduct ourselves in this house. Because then also, no, like, I'm not going over to someone's house and slamming their doors.
Right.
Like, that's stupid. So, like, if you're doing that at my house, I can only imagine you doing that at someone else's house. So, yeah, I'd rather nip that in the bud, too. So that's fine. Like, I think that, and that's not punishment to the point where it's detrimental to the child. But I think also, and let me ask you this, if the child started saying, hey, I think that's affecting their mental health, that the door's off the hinges, how would you react to that personally?
I would say, show me your licensed therapist certification that you actually assessed yourself. That's the first thing I say.
But they're saying,
because if you're telling me it's affecting your mental health,
mm-hmm.
right? How do you know? I mean, it's just like any other diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
So you're diagnosing yourself. All right, break it down for me.
I mean, we do say that we know ourselves the best, though. Like, if we know our body's the best, or we know how we feeling the best, no one else can tell us how we're really feeling.
But to say that it's affecting my mental health, to me, it's a cop-out. You got to break it down. What element of your mental health is it affecting?
Okay.
How is it affecting it? Is it a long-term thing or a short-term thing? How long have you been going through this?
Okay.
And what other elements to your body is going to happen? Is it going to cause stress? Is it going to cause any other disorders?
Yeah.
Are you going to need to take medication for that? Because based on what you're saying, perhaps we should go to the hospital and get you checked out to make sure that if there is an issue, we can fix this issue. Because, you're not just going to diagnose yourself just to get me to stop.
Right. Okay.
No.
Right. So you want more clarity, which makes sense too. Details do matter. So,
but then at the same time, who's the parent? Because sometimes we shield our children from all kinds of stuff. It's like basketball. Okay. Anybody that has contact with another person is abuse.
What you mean?
I mean, if you bump me, if you post up on me,
you
whatever. Yeah, you hit me.
That's abuse.
You hit me. You hit me. I don't want to get touched in basketball. You hit me.
I don't want to get touched.
See, you laughing, right? And that's my point. So when you say that to the coach, what's the coach going to say?
All right, go on the bench.
That's my point. So how is it that children are telling parents how to be parents? No more than a player is telling the coach.
Because I guess with the parent and so like with the coaching and the player dynamic to the parent and child, there are some similarities, but ultimately, I do believe that the child ultimately does run the parent. Like now granted, the parent sets the structure. The parent is the guider. He or she's the mentor, the provider. But ultimately, you do everything for the child. Like if you do something wrong, you could lose a child. That's detrimental. Like they are really running you. So I think with the coaches, you're running them. Like you're kind of maintaining them. They're
but a parent is a coach. A parent is a coach.
So
a parent is a teacher.
They are.
A parent is a mentor.
But they're also
and the children might not be thankful for the parents.
They're not. And see, with players, you have to be more thankful because the coach is not your parent typically. So they can focus on 14 other kids. The parent, usually that's a one-on-one dynamic. Like hey dog, there were some days I wish there was 14 other kids to help out.
I mean,
so I'm just saying that I don't know. Like
Swanky's Construction serves as the general contractor in the metropolitan DC area. We're a team of certified professionals who tackle everything from complex large projects to smaller scale jobs. Fueled by our commitment to excellence, we go the extra mile to make sure clients are completely satisfied with our work. Swanky's Construction takes pride in ensuring our clients' home improvement needs are met with efficiency, precision, and perfection. Call us today. You're only seconds away from a consultation or in-person walkthrough.
But back to the structure piece that you mentioned, right? Mm-hmm. You put structure in place and the child's not following the structure. Now what?
Well, you got to take away stuff. So that way they can become more thankful.
You put them in timeout, as you saying?
I don't think just timeout. Because you can be away from society for a little bit, for like a small amount of time. And
Here's an example. Cyberbullying. Mm-hmm. And people are saying and doing all kinds of stuff that are hurting other children to the point that these other children are committing suicide.
Or bringing guns to school and
right.
killing other people, yeah.
So what should the parent do about their badass kid? Who has been bad for a while. They know that. They don't seem to be able to. I can't control him. I don't know what to do. And then he hurts somebody. Mm-hmm. So who's responsible?
I mean, if I'm the parent of the cyberbully, I would take away their electronics. Mm-hmm. Cause that's extremely grave. Like saying that out loud, I had to think about like, dang, that's the phone, that's the computer. Like you almost got to ask yourself, is it too much of an inconvenience on your own life? Because you still got to communicate with the child. Mm-hmm. Like you got to do a bunch of stuff, but you can also block them from accessing
their friend's computer while they're over their friend's house hanging out.
Oh, you think they can go to friends' houses? That's cute. Like that's not at all.
Oh, so now they on punishment?
Yeah, you're on punishment. Like what you mean? Yeah, you can't if you can't get access to your computer, to your phone, you can't go.
Then how they gonna do their homework?
For those
how
reasons,
they gonna study?
For that you can't. We'll block websites.
My
and
point
stuff
is, children
that.
find a way around everything, and they're still doing that stuff, right? And so, again, it's hard being a parent.
It is, but let me ask you this.
And the children may not be grateful or thankful for their parent. So they're going to do whatever they want because they feel entitled.
Now, let me ask you this, though, because going back to your point earlier on, like, you know, a kid working, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're working your tail off to remove stuff from your child's life because mm-hmm. they've done something wrong. Mm-hmm. And these little runts sit up there and find a way. Are you not halfway thankful? Because you like, you know what, they kind of resourceful. Like, that's how I might look at that. Because I try to think like, all right, well.
Kind of like them Santa Claus presents in the house that you found.
That you found. Like,
prior to Christmas.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you might have to look at it that way, too. Because at some point in time, you got to tip your cap to them. At some point in time.
I mean, it depends on your level of understanding and cultural awareness mm-hmm. and education and your emotional intelligence, your positive intelligence, and, you know, all of that, right? And so you might not be that smart. You could be from the Philadelphia projects, you know, didn't even graduate, dropped out of school, 10th grade. Now you got kids and, you know, you trying to make ends meet. And so you could be that parent. Okay. So, you know, one of the things that society has a tendency to do mm-hmm. is put everybody in a lump sum bucket compared to their own mirror. It's mm-hmm. like, what about all these other dangerous kids who come from dangerous parents, right? And so we can't forget them. We're not talking about people. Everybody don't go to George Mason, right? Some people go to community college, mm-hmm. maybe. you know, and they just don't know. And they were raised by parents that never went to college.
Yeah.
And they just don't know. So if they don't know what they don't know, these kids are doing what they do. That's a reality that's impacting the society.
Yeah, no, that's true. So Reggie, with that being said, I think we can close up shop. So everybody, hope you all are enjoying the episodes thus far. I hope you like this one particularly. Because this one was a redo, so I'm very thankful for you to have some time on your hands to help me get this one back. But please like, subscribe, comment, tell anyone about the show. My name is Trey. This is Reggie. We're the hosts of Just Living Life. Hope you all have a good one. Take care.